Hello, I'm Cathy Bollinger, Managing Director of York County Community Foundation's Embracing Aging Initiative, where we work to improve how people experience aging in York County, Pennsylvania. One of the ways we do this is by hosting a series of videos called Senior Moments, reframing the way we talk about aging. Today's guest, I'm so excited to have her joining us. Her name is Lopa Banerjee. Hi, Lopa.
Hi, Kathy. Hi, everyone.
Welcome. We are so happy to have you sharing today. We ask people to share their perspectives about growing older, and Lopa has a wonderful perspective that she wants to share with us. It's the impact of Indian culture as well as the influence of the Western culture and how that has impacted her aging. So with that, Lopa, I'll give it over to you. Toss it over to you.
Hello, I am Lopa, just as I was introduced, and my motto in life is to age not just joyfully, but gracefully. I get this motto from multiple role models, but also I quote David Bowie, who states that aging is an extraordinary process where I become the person I always should have been. This is not only an optimistic view of David Bowie, but it is also my view. And I have inculcated it thanks to my influence of many elders, close, dear ones, as well as people I have met in this community. I have my country of origin is India. I left my motherland slash land of birth at age about 22, and I am in this beautiful country ever since then. And it's about 46, 47 years that I'm here. And I cannot say a perfect blend, but I have done the best I can to blend the two. I am appalled sometimes because of my background when I see how elders are treated with respect in the most of the Asian culture. However, in Western society, which has seemed to have had a great impact worldwide, the negative impact has been the respect towards the elders. It is a negative influence, and I, with my limited knowledge of history, feel that it has been the change in the family structure. That is, when the family went from a large joint family system to a smaller nuclear family worldwide. The responsibilities changed, and that was when we find that the decline in respect for the elders have taken place, and thus termed the word that we all resent, and that is ageism. It is directed towards decline in cognitive function as well as psychological aspect. They consider an aging person as being cranky, etc. However, back home in India, as well as in the East, an elder person is or was respected in the past. I look at age in multiple ways. My background has been in rehab medicine, and we can look at age as a chronological age, which is very clear, your date of birth. However, age can also be looked at from a biological age, which is your physiological changes, or your psychological age related to behavior, your social age, and also your subjective age. So just because I may be 90 years old chronologically, my psychological and behavioral change may not be of that age. So, who gives anybody the license to put a flag and say, you are old? I am as old as I choose to be, and that is my priority and my prerogative. I do not mourn my age. And yes, more often than not, my aching joints and my gray hair, yes. However, however, my perspective is I value the freedom that this span of life on this beautiful earth has given me. It has given me multiple freedom, and most of all, the ability to have completed my societal responsibilities, my career, my familial responsibilities, and now we can grow in whatever direction we want. And that was what Ralph Waldo Emerson said: we age, our beauty goes inwards. I'm not claiming my beauty is going inwards. However, the choice is mine. What
Wow,
are the
Lopa, lots of wonderful things there. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Oh my gosh, so much to share and so many great thoughts. So tell us more. What else were you going to say?
what are the factors that have influenced Lopa's thinking? My viewpoint on thinking has been primarily shaped by my Hindu scriptures.
Okay.
The When I look at the Hindu scriptures, I am specifically looking at some that are dated 5th century BCE, which describe the four ashramas or the stages. It doesn't mean everybody has to go through these stages. However, it would be ideal to go through these stages. And once I describe them, you will see the validity of that. These are simply pillars, and the pillars will show us the value of it. The first one is the brahmacharya, which is the celibate stage, which means from birth or once a toddler up to age 25, when the primary responsibility is only to gain knowledge, not just spiritual knowledge, but also professional knowledge, because we have to take care of our family.
Mm.
Second stage is the householder stage or the grihastha. It starts at age 25-ish when you have a family, and at which stage you are primarily responsible, for the well-being of your family, which means that you're not looking for spiritual growth at that junction. You're professionally, you have to go out, get the means, raise your family, etc. This particular stage is supposed to end around 50 with the advent of, mind you, gray hair and wrinkled skin. I had that many years back. So at this junction, we are supposed to be going into the third stage, which is which is the hermit phase and known as vanaprastha. This is of focus to us at this discussion because it is in this phase when you are demonstrating gradual withdrawal from society. Mind you, it's a gradual withdrawal. It's not a total surgical cut. At which junction we are now in the grandparent phase. So we have no familial responsibilities. And our job at this junction is to become not just the seer, but the wise person that not only the family, but the village and the community can come to. So we become the grandparent or the grandmother or whoever that people seek counsel. So we are now seeing that you are recognizing a person who is not a direct contributor to the economy, is yet being tapped for other resources. This is of primary importance to me as far as this particular discussion is concerned. The fourth phase is not of that importance as far as this discussion is when we look at uh, where we literally leave the family and we go in for spiritual growth, and that is the sannyas, but that does not pertain to our discussion. This becomes the framework for our conversation today, just because it tells me I have a pillar. I don't need to go through all the pillars, but each pillar has a value.
Wow, Lopa, thank you so much for sharing that with us and helping us to better understand about the pillars and how they impact and influence who you are and what your thinking is. Can you tell me more? I'm just so taken, of course, with our work in embracing aging. I'm so taken with the third pillar and how it is. I never even really thought about it before, but the whole word grandmother, grandparent, and when you think about seeking out counsel and that it's the person of wise and wisdom, it just makes me think of the word grandparent different. grandmother and grandfather different? Like, I know that sounds so silly, but like the way you described it, I'm like, well, yeah, it makes sense that the word grand is there because it's seeking out.
And grand, what does grand mean in the English language? It means beautiful. So at this
Exactly.
junction, yeah, there's gray hair, however, I have something to offer beyond my fiscal and contribution. I'm offering you the metamorphosis of life that is the that is what I have learned along the way. Simple example, which may not be totally applicable, is we look at a brand new graduate coming out of college. What are the chances of that person starting at the top of the ladder as far as the salary? How do we get there? We get there through experience. And isn't that the first thing they ask? How many years of experience do you have? So I will take this to the next, since you have an interest in that third pillar, that based on that, even today in India, people, specifically elders, are never referred to as by their name. So if you were significantly older, I would never call you Kathy. If you were on the street and if I bumped into you, I don't know your name, I'll call you grandma, grandpa, mama, papa, uncle, aunt, or if nothing else, elder sister. But I will never say, hey, you girl there, or something. Today, even today, that is very, very pertinent, where how you address someone, which has been my biggest challenge in this country. When little kids would call somebody by their first name, I used to find it extremely impertinent, but I've learned to keep my mouth shut. The other influence that has other aspect of my life that has influenced aging has been my background in rehab medicine. I have always the cornerstone of rehab medicine is you will get your patient to function at the highest level of functional independence. That says it all. So highest level of functional independence for a pediatric or a neonatal child will be so different from a geriatric patient at age 70 or 80. So get we will deal with them at that stage, and it's not a cookie cutter approach. And so that is why cannot society value the person with life experience in a different way, instead of saying, yes, she has lost her beauty and her agility, but in due course she is metamorphosed into maturity, and I think, and wisdom, and that is valued highly.
Yeah, I love that, Lopa. And I think that way too often, and people have heard me say this multiple times, we focus too much on the appearance or the ability versus the wisdom and the life story and the sum of who somebody is. And I agree 100% with what you're saying. This has been such an amazing conversation with you, and I so appreciate everything that you're sharing with us from the Indian culture as well as from Hinduism. Is there other additional thoughts that you'd like to share as we begin to wrap up, or anything else in terms of correlations or how it's impacting you personally? Now that you've been in the United States for, since your
Beautiful.
mid-20s, right? So,
Yes. I still remain, and I always will remain, a product of India and America, just as much as anybody else is a product of nature and nurture. I cannot give up either one, because both have positives as well as negatives. Similarly, I look at aging as a very interesting process, exactly in the same fashion that, yes, the physical body ages. We all know that in 3 to 4 years, every cell in the body has changed. But what we have gained along the way is our improved, our maturity, our accumulated knowledge, and most importantly, the wisdom, and how we use this knowledge to make an impact in this world. Yeah, because aging is not lost youth, but it's a new stage of opportunity and strength. And why not cherish that?
Oh, I love that. Aging, a new opportunity and strength. Oh, that's fabulous, Lopa. Thank you so very much for sharing your wisdom with us. And I got to tell you, you have one of the kindest, most giving spirits. And I know that you're taking all that accumulated knowledge and life lessons and giving it back to the community in so many ways. And you truly are a blessing on the lives of those that you touch. So thank you so much for everything that you do. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in today to watch our series. To learn more about embracing aging, you can visit us at embracingaging.org. Thank you.